What is good, YouTube? This your boy Aaron from Double A Sports, and I'm back for another video. And today, we got NBA back, baby. The NBA season is upon us. Tuesday night, we got the Brooklyn Nets versus the Milwaukee Bucks, the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Golden State Warriors, and I am so excited. Woo! Boy, long time coming. I can't wait. But this video, I will give you guys my preseason predictions for the NBA season. Now, let's start off with just the playoff teams that I think will make it. And then we can sort of rank them, I guess we could say. So I'll go. I'm looking down the list right now. So number one, I'm just going to go to the Western Conference first. Obviously, the Los Angeles Lakers are going to make it. I'm going to go Los Angeles Clippers are going to make it. The Phoenix Suns are going to make it. Portland Trailblazers are going to make it. The Utah Jazz are going to make it. So what is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 5 teams right there. Golden State Warriors are going to make it. That's 6. Denver Nuggets are going to make it. That's 7. And the Dallas Mavericks are going to make it, and that's 8. So now let's go to the Eastern Conference. And the teams that are going to make it to the playoffs will be number 1, the Brooklyn Nets. Number 2, the Milwaukee Bucks. Number 3, the Philadelphia 76ers. Number 4, the Miami Heat. Number 5, the Chicago Bulls. Yes, sir. Chicago Bulls. Number 6, Boston Celtics. Number 7, the Atlanta Hawks. And number 8, this is very interesting. The number 8 team, I'm going to go with the Indiana Pacers. They have Rick Carlisle. I like the talent around them with Karis LeVert, with Malcolm Brogdon, with Sabonis. They all should be healthy coming back. So I believe the Indiana Pacers will make it as the 8th team. Now, all this is not in order. And so don't be like, oh, Aaron, how you rank that team right there? Because it's not in order, it's Sherlock. So anywho, now I'm going to get to just the order of the teams. And I believe the Lakers will finish first in the West. The second seed, I believe it will be... I'm going to go to Phoenix Suns, I think, because they're bringing back all of their talent. They were really good last year. They were the second seed, I believe, and they're bringing back all the talent. They didn't lose anybody last year, even though DeAndre Ayton didn't get the new deal. He's still going to play for them. The third seed, I'm going to go with the Utah Jazz. They're really good when it comes to the regular season, so I'm going to just bank that they're going to be really good in the regular season again. The fourth seed, I will go with... This is a tough one. I'm going to go with the Denver Nuggets. I'll go with the Denver Nuggets. Yeah, Jamal Murray, he's hurt, and he's probably not going to be back in the beginning of the season. But I just think the Denver Nuggets just has so much talent. Nikola Jokic, the reigning MVP, he's phenomenal. And then they have MBJ, who I think is going to emerge. He's going to get a lot better. So I believe the Denver Nuggets will be a top 4 seed. The 5th seed, I believe it will be the Los Angeles Clippers. Although Kawhi is not going to be back for a very long time, I do think that the Los Angeles Clippers have enough talent where they can win enough games where they'll be at least the 5th seed, right? And then we go to the 6th seed, and I believe it will be the... See, this is where things get really... I believe it will be the Golden State Warriors. You know, you have Steph, Dre, and then Clay is probably going to come back around December, around Christmas time. You also have the emergence of Jordan Poole, and then you have James Wiseman. He might get better this year. Who knows? And then you have some other players as well that might be promising. So I believe the Golden State Warriors, they seem like a 6th seed sort of team. A lot of these analysts say they're the top 3. I don't agree with them. I think they're going to be a 6th seed. I still think they're ways away. And I forgot about Andrew Wiggins as well. He's still okay. He's still pretty good as well. So yeah. Then we have the 7th seed and the 8th seed, and I believe I said Dallas, and who else did I say? Oh, Portland. Okay, so these two teams right here. I'm gonna go Dallas at number 7. I just think that Luka is really good. Not really good. He's great, and him alone is just going to make the Dallas Mavericks. I believe they'll be a 7 seed like they were last year. Finished with the 7 seed. Jason Kidd's first year. I'm still not like real bullish on Jason Kidd as a head coach. So I just think they're just going to finish the same way as they were last year. Kristaps Porzingis is still on the team, and I doubt he gets any better than he was last year. They still have pretty much the same roster as they did before. So yeah, I still think they're going to finish the same way as last year. And then the AC, I think the Portland Trailblazers, I think it's because, number one, they haven't really gotten better in the offseason. They got rid of, Terry Stotts, whatever, and replaced him with Chauncey Billups. I don't even know if Chauncey Billups can coach. I don't know how good of a coach he is. Damian Lillard's that guy, but, you don't really, besides CJ, like, who else do you have? Really, I guess you could say, I forgot the shooting guard's name, Norman Powell. He's good, he's okay, but is that really going to get you guys to like that top 6 seed? I don't think so. I just think that there's too many good teams out there, and I just think that the 8th seed is very appropriate for them. Now let's get to the Eastern Conference, and I believe the number 1 seed will be the Brooklyn Nets. And here's why. I think that the Brooklyn Nets, last year they did a lot of load management. Players sat games. Players got hurt. One player, abruptly took 2 weeks off. But I think this year, none of that's going to happen. I believe that this year, because the Brooklyn Nets had a full off season, it wasn't like they were coming back like 10 weeks, right? Coming from the bubble, and then like 10 weeks, you only have 10 weeks to sort of recover, right? So I believe Kevin Durant, I believe James Harden, they're not going to take a whole lot of games off. And I believe their team's going to be relatively healthy for the majority of the season. And I believe they're going to finish the first seed because it's James Harden and it's Kevin Durant, and they have a really good supporting cast. Number 2 seed, Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee just, again, they're NBA champions. Yeah, you could say asterisk because Kyrie went down, James Harden was limping, but still they won a championship. They beat the Phoenix Suns, who were fully loaded and who were really good as well. And I just think that just looking at Giannis in the preseason, it looks like he's gotten better. He's improved his overall game. He looks more fundamentally sound. I just think he's going to take that next step. And I think he's just more confident because he's an NBA champion now. Chris Middleton is still really good. Drew Holiday is there. And they have a bunch of other role players as well they can go to, like Brook Lopez, Pat Connaughton. I forgot dude's name. Dante DiVincenzo. And I'm probably forgetting some other names. But yeah, guys like that. Even though they lost PJ Tucker, I still think they're really good. They're really, they're loaded on the team. And they'll finish as the top 2 seed. Now, number 3. 3rd seed in the East. It's really hard to say, but I'm going to go with the Miami Heat. I think that the Miami Heat adding Kyle Lowry is, I'm not going to say a significant improve, but I believe it's an improvement. And it will definitely help them. His leadership, just his ability to score off the dribble, to being able to shoot 3-ball, defend as well, even though he's probably, 35, 34 years old. He's up there a little bit in age. He still can cook. He still can play the game of basketball at a very high level. And I think Kyle Lowry is going to do good dividends for the Miami Heat. Jimmy Butler is still an all-NBA player. Bam Adebayo, he's really good as well. Tyler Hero, he's up and down, but he can get hot sometimes. He's a streaky guy, but he can get hot at times. And then you have other guys like PJ Tucker. You have, I forgot who else is on the team as well. Duncan Robinson and other people that can really contribute. I forgot his name. But anywho, yeah, I just think the Miami Heat, just in terms of their culture, the chemistry, the camaraderie, it looks like they'll be a tough out, definitely in the Eastern Conference. So number 4, this is tricky because on one hand, I'm assuming they're going to get a trade done. I'm going to go with the Philadelphia 76ers. And The reason I'm going to go Philly is because, number one, I think they're going to get a trade done for Ben Simmons. And number two, I just think that their team is still very talented, right? They have Joel Embiid. They have Tobias Harris, who's really good as well. You also have Danny Green, Seth Curry, and just some other players, Matisse Thybulle, Tyrese Maxey, and other guys as well that can contribute on the team. And I think that they're going to get a trade done, and they'll be able to at least be a top 4 seed, in my opinion. They've always played really good defense. They're coached by Doc Rivers, who's a very good coach as well. And they play in the Eastern Conference, so they're going to get a lot of wins. My 5th seed, I'm going to go with the Atlanta Hawks. And Atlanta Hawks, now maybe I'm sleeping on the Atlanta Hawks. I might be sleeping on them because this is the team that went to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. They beat the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, the Atlanta Hawks, yeah, Trae Young, you got Kevin Huerter, you got, what's his name? You got the guy who's with Sacramento, Boban Bogdanovic, I believe his name, Boban Bogdanovic. Got him. You have, what's his name? John Collins back. You also have Clint Capella. He's still there. Cam Reddish, who people think he's going to take the next step. I think Daniil Hunter might come back as well. So he was a very good player for them before he got hurt. And him coming back, that definitely improved, especially defensively. So just imagine that. Then you have other guys on the team. I forgot their names. What's his name? I think Sharif Cooper is on the team. He's really nice as well. You have him. You have some other pieces that can really contribute as well. That I forgot the name. I think Danilo Gallinari and Lou Williams. But yeah, I just think that they're going to be probably a middle of the pack defense. They're going to be very exciting offensively. They have Caruso, they have Lonzo, Zach LaVine, Nikola Vucevic, DeRozan, Patrick Williams. Who else? Kobe White. So they have pieces there that could really get you a bucket. But from a defensive standpoint, I doubt they're going to be locking down people or anything like that. So I'm going to give them the 6th seed because they are in the Eastern Conference, because they're going to be a handful when it comes to defending. And they're going to be a very exciting team to watch. Definitely a league pass team to watch out for. Okay, so then we have the 7th seed and my 7th seed. Who would be the 7th seed in the Eastern Conference? Boston Celtics. I'm going to go with the Boston Celtics as the 7th seed. There's a lot of question marks with the Boston Celtics in terms of, number one, having their new head coach, not having I guess you could say a bona fide like star point guard with them, like because they lost Kemba Walker, losing Kemba Walker. That although Kemba Walker has been hurt most of the time, he still is a very productive point guard. And then before Kemba Walker they had Kyrie, before Kyrie they had IT, and so not having that sort of bona fide sort of point guard with you scoring point guard. Although I like Marcus Smart, he's still below that tier when it comes to the top point guards in the league. And so also that they sort of don't have like a whole lot of depth on the team as well. And just a new head coach, Brad Stevens leaving, sort of going to management, you know what I mean? Being like the GM, I think he is the GM, I believe. And so it's just a lot of moving parts, a lot of question marks that we still need answers over. And I have the Boston Celtics at the 7th seed. And now we go to the 8th seed, and I believe the 8th seed will be the Indiana Pacers. Listen, I get it. The New York Knicks made it as the 4th seed last year, but I'm still not a believer in the Knicks. I just think that last year was just a magical year for them. I just think that Indiana, the talent that they have around them with Karis LeVert, with Malcolm Brogdon, with Sabonis, and then you have Rick Carlisle as the coach. I just think that Indiana is just poised to make the playoffs, to come back and make the playoffs. I just think that they're going to be a better team than the New York Knicks. I'm not very bullish on Julius Randle. I'm sorry. RJ Barrett, he's okay. He's all right. He did improve last year. I'll give him credit on that. But overall, I don't see him like really taking that next step. And then also Derrick Rose. I like Derrick Rose, but he's not the same Derrick Rose from 5 years ago. And the New York Knicks really have a lot of guys, a lot of Jags, you know what I mean? A lot of guys that were are moving parts, you feel me? Like tradable pieces in a way, like role players that probably be like the 10th, 11th man on the team. And I just think that last year was a magical year for them. And you got to give Tibbs credit, but I just don't think they can sort of replicate it this year. And so yeah, those are my Eastern Conference standings, Western Conference standings, and you guys can agree to disagree. And so now let's get to the playoffs. And I think that when it comes down to this, I believe that the two teams that are going to meet in the finals is going to be the Los Angeles Lakers and it's going to be the Brooklyn Nets. And now I know what you guys are saying. You guys said that last year, but look what happened. Yeah, and it was a short. First of all, it was a short off season. The Lakers were coming back from winning a title. Like they only had like 10 weeks, right? KD was coming back from injury. Kyrie, him and his injury-prone self, and it was just a lot of just mayhem all over the place last year. So I'm not going to really take too much from last year because everything just happened just so weirdly in the playoffs. All these players went down. So I just think this year is a different story. They're sort of back to their regular schedule, and I believe that the Los Angeles Lakers, with their talent, with Westbrook, LeBron, Anthony Davis, and also bringing in guys like Kendrick Nunn, Wayne Ellington, Trevor Ariza, Malik Monk, keeping THT, Taylor Horton-Tucker, bringing back Dwight Howard, that's a big deal. Bringing in DeAndre Jordan, also bringing in Carmelo Anthony, which is a big deal as well. They have a lot of talent, and they also have shooting as well. The only concern I have really is the perimeter defense because they did get rid of Alex Caruso, and remember they shipped Lonzo for Anthony Davis, right? So the perimeter defense is probably going to be lacking a little bit, but they did sign Avery Bradley, so hopefully he can fill that role. And then we had the Brooklyn Nets, and we all know about the Brooklyn Nets. Like, come on now. They almost beat the Milwaukee Bucks with a hampered James Harden, and it was just really Kevin Durant versus, it was like 1-on-5. And so I just think that James Harden and Kevin Durant is just too good. They're two superstars, two top 5 players, top 6 players in their own right. I just think that they're just too good, and they have a good supporting cast as well, and they're just going to defeat the Milwaukee Bucks and reach the NBA Finals, and even without Kyrie, because I just think that they're just that great. And so then we have the collision course between the Brooklyn Nets and between the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, I think because the Brooklyn Nets don't have Kyrie, I believe that the Lakers have the upper hand. And a lot of people will say, well, Aaron, the Lakers, Westbrook can't shoot, and he's all over the place, turnover machine, and he's a ball hog. But I think that one of the things that I think that Frank Vogel and the Lakers, the coaching staff is going to do with Westbrook is going to allow Westbrook to not just stand in the corner and do nothing, right? He's probably going to do a lot more cutting, a lot more setting picks off ball. He's not just going to be standing in the corner like he's done his whole career, because that's not winning basketball. You're not going to win championships doing that. And when you're playing with LeBron, you better do that, because just look with Dwayne Wade. I think that, go watch my previous video when I talk about how the Lakers could sort of implement Russell Westbrook into the system. And I believe they're going to have Russell Westbrook do some of the same things that Dwayne Wade did in terms of off-ball screens, in terms of cutting to the basket, in terms of moving without getting open, but moving without the basketball, right? And of course, they're going to allow him to do some of the things that Russ has always done when it comes to having the ball in his hands and doing the PNR. He's going to do a lot of PNR with Anthony Davis. He's going to get a lot of calls for him for like ISO plays, whatever, where he's on one side of the floor and everybody else is on the other side of the floor. So I think they're going to make sure that Russ is set up in a way where he can succeed. And that is really the only question mark that people have. Well, I lied. Besides the health, of course, because they're the oldest team, I believe, in NBA history. but I doubt that's really going to have any significant sway in the outcome of the games because I think they're going to be fine in that area. So yeah, that's my prediction. I believe the Los Angeles Lakers will win the championship. I believe that the Nets and the Lakers are going to meet in the finals. And as you guys already heard with my top 8 seeds in the conference, that's my predictions for the NBA season. Really, I believe Luka Doncic will win the MVP. No, actually, he's not going to win the MVP. I'm not going to really talk about that. I don't really care about that. But yeah, these are my predictions. Comment down below what you guys think. Comment down below what your predictions are for the NBA season. Who you guys think will win. What are the top 16 seeds that you guys have in the postseason? And also, even though I didn't talk about the MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, all that stuff, what awards are going to be won? What are the predictions on the award winning this year as well? Comment down below. Like the video. Subscribe. Thank you guys for watching the video. And peace.